Let's do it.
The Mood Lounge Show, dropping crazy knowledge on the minds. With your hosts, Pedge Tattoos, and partner in crime, Marco.
Hey, welcome to the Mood Lounge Show. I'm your host once again, Pedge Tattoos.
I'm your co-host once again, Marco with a K.
All right, so we got the 3 cameras up and running. It was a little fucking hard to...
finicky.
Yeah, a little finicky, like a finicky
floppy.
pussycat.
Yeah, a little floppy, you know, just like how it flopped last
there
time.
you go. Sheba.
Sheba?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a cat's name. It's a commercial on TV for cat food. Sheba. I don't
Right.
know. Okay, so let's get cracking on this show since we got such great comments and racial slurs thrown at us. And we got banned.
This is fucking Instagram.
We got banned off of TikTok, so we had to make up a new TikTok account. I made 2 TikTok accounts and put it back up, and now I don't have
what
my
were they
8,000.
citing as the reason?
Oh, I was just promoting racial hatred or hate speech or some shit like that. And all I did was put up the Paul Miller thing, and I just said, that's his backstory. He's a racist now. And they were just like, you're promoting hate speech. Because I said the black guy came up to him and said, call me the N-word. Whatever.
That doesn't make sense, man. Like,
then I got
like
attacked.
if you show like the fucking backstory of somebody, like then by that definition, every documentary of a serial killer needs to be fucking removed because that's promoting fucking insanity.
I guess if I talk about John Wayne Busey, what's going to happen there? Isn't his name Busey?
Gacy.
Okay.
John Wayne Gacy.
Oh, John Wayne Gacy. Why was I thinking about Busey?
Who the fuck? Buford.
No, Busey. Busey's that
Bro,
dude.
who the fuck is this dude, man?
Busey is that actor, Gary Busey, the guy who fell off his motorcycle, and he goes, "Let's talk about honey made sausage. Let's talk about butter pancakes."
Sounds like a Buford.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry that I'm getting my serial killers and actors madly confused, but I mean they do look like he looks like a serial killer. He's always like, "Let's talk about butter sausage. Let's talk about butter sausage." I'm gonna find that clip and put it up. Let's talk about butter sausage.
You ever seen a man skinned alive?
You're about to. I'm going to circumcise myself.
What the
I don't know. All right, so let's get back onto that. So, EBT Snap.
How the fuck did we get from Buford, serial killers, John Wayne,
the topic.
Whatever the fuck, to...
That's the topic. So,
how the fuck were we talking about serial killers a second ago?
I don't know.
All right, anyways.
Breakfast of the Champions. I don't know.
No.
So, now, so here's a little couple of stats. So, I don't have my readers on, but... So,
dude, you wrote this.
I know, but dude, I need readers, man.
You wrote it.
I can't see, bro.
Do you write with or without the glasses? I gotta ask.
With.
With? Okay.
With, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I understand now.
So 30% of Americans.
Yeah, 30%.
30% of them. For all those that are wondering, that's my mom moaning in the background. So I just want you guys to know we're not killing somebody. She's just heavily medicated, and she's in La La Land, and she's like,
really living out Charlie in the Chocolate Factory right now.
Yeah, so...
Getting swept away in the chocolate.
We need prayers, people. We need prayers. Oh, I wanted to say thank you to Frankie Fiordolino. He did reach out a few times, but I checked out the show. Just so busy, can't be watching other shit between me searching for content, Marco searching for content, and Marco has a job, so it's a little difficult. But thank you to Frank Fiordolino, 52 Topics with Frank Fiordolino and Brett. Thank you so much for the well wishes, talking about my mom and Frankie bringing up a couple of memories of her and the way things were. I appreciate that, Frankie. And go check out his show, 52 Topics with Frank Fiordolino on YouTube. I'm sorry, YouTube,
okay.
Not YouTube.
Yeah, no.
Frankie's not like racist or anything, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, he used to throw the Moulignon thing around, but... Hey, Frankie gets mad, I'm sorry, but Frankie, we all called the black people Moulignons in the neighborhood. It's just the way it was. So
yeah, there's a reason why.
We're reformed now. So here's the stats. 30% of Americans are on welfare, SNAP, EBT. 51% are Muslims or Pakis or
51.
Yeah, 51% of those that are on are Muslim.
I thought it was a different.
No.
You know.
And if you do that, like, so if it's whatever, 30% of Americans and 51% is Muslims, well, where do blacks and Hispanics and white trash and whatever fall into that? I didn't get to see the stats on that. But, the reason is, like, I was reading, and it's like they won't let their wives work. They have multiple wives. They're receiving between 4 and 5K monthly, and 30%. I like to know 30%. How much is white? they're using for nails the EBT.
You can't use fucking.
Yes, you can.
You can?
Yeah, Jay could.
What does that count as?
Well, Jay could attest to that. Back in New York.
Why is that counted?
Dude, every store, listen, like bodega or fucking like deli on the corner, they knew what was up and they would like cash you out on your benefits. So you'd come in and say, I got 500 in food stamps, and they'd be like, I'll give you 375 cash. And they would like.
But what the fuck?
Well, I'm just letting you know. Of course, you do get cash on the SNAP. You know, you can get some cash assistance and whatever. But me searching on the internet, I find that black people in general have brought this to my attention, that, you know, what you're complaining about, it's about time you got up and worked. Look at me, I work. You know, this is black people talking. And they're saying, like, you get your nails did, you get this, you go and buy 40s. You buy alcohol. You're not supposed to buy alcohol. You're not supposed to any of that shit. And then you also get WIC, which is nutritional benefits, you know, for the kids. And then instead of them buying formula, you know.
Why isn't it fucking already checked? Like, at least
because look,
like,
there's you know how I told you there's always a system around the system. So if they're saying this is implementing right now, you cannot use this for anything but food. Do you know that Taco Bell accepts SNAP?
Do you know that fucking Popeyes accepts EBT?
But I don't get that. Why? You can't
like,
you can't charge hot meals.
Yeah.
So why are they allowing hot meals to go through?
I don't
fucking
know.
Annoying as shit to me.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah. So, but I mean, what's your take on this whole EBT shit? Like,
fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure it was supposed to already have happened before, where you're not supposed to buy fucking nails and shit. Now, what I mean by not supposed to is you're not fucking allowed to.
Yeah.
Last I checked, because like that's like me going and buying new fucking rims with fucking 1,200.
But you know what's cracking me up? Like, I've been seeing nothing for a week, but except a lot of black people saying they're gonna loot, they're gonna riot, they're gonna this, they're gonna that. And then we talked about the Florida open carry law and all of that. And a lot of people are saying fuck around and find out. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I have yet to see anybody loot, but on X,
right,
I've seen one lady in particular. I think she was the one who broke that cycle, and she came out and says, "I'm a loot." This white lady, it looks like it's Oklahoma, Tennessee, something like that, and this white woman comes out and she got a fucking cart full of groceries going to her car, and the black lady pulls the cart to her car and just starts throwing on all this white bitch's stuff inside her car. Of course, the white lady didn't do anything because she's scared, because it's really
get arrested or something.
Well, no, it's just really bad these days that if you answer back to a black person or inner city person,
yeah, or you do anything, it's like
if you just say, "Hey, you can't do that," it's like, "Yo, what?" And they just start jumping on you.
Yeah,
you know.
Like if she had like what? Did she have like a fucking entourage of like 5 people or some shit?
With this one particular white lady, I don't know, but there was somebody recording her.
Somebody recording.
So it's probably, you know, her sister or her cousin be like, "Yo, show that white bitch," you know, and then blah, 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 blah.
And then if she would have grabbed her or some shit, okay.
Yeah. So like what I'm trying to say is, like, I think it's stupid. I thought it was going to pop off. Like they said, "Oh, we can't wait to go in there. And if a white man tries to stop us, we're going to just basically start fucking popping off." I think this needs to end. I think this dependency on the system needs to end. I think it's a big, broader thing that I'm not going to touch. I'm not a congressman. I'm not any of that shit. My advice is that this shit just needs to stop, and you just send somebody in and try to, like, just make fathers stand up. Women are just as much to blame, not just the men that running out on their women. And
look, everybody's to fucking blame. Where the fuck did the morals go, like, from generation to generation, where it's like you're suckling on the dick of fucking the government right now, and you're like feeling no shame that you're wasting the money that you're supposed to be putting on your kids and everything, on fucking Gucci slippers, on your fucking nails, on your fucking wigs, on fucking whatever the fuck.
Here's what I don't understand. You just brought this up. I don't understand.
Where's the shame, by the way? You know what I mean?
I don't understand how they're that poor.
But they're getting food. Yeah, but they're getting their nails done.
Between cash benefits and whatever, it's all supposed to be for the kids and clothing. And then I saw a video where they came in to check on this woman, and she lived in squalor. Squalor meaning, dude, there was a mattress on the floor that was shit stained and peed on, and the kids were running around dirty as fuck, and there's bags of potato chips empty, and there's old plates of food and empty pizza boxes everywhere, and there's clothes strewn about the fucking floor. There's stains on the walls. The kitchen was it looked like it was a white kitchen, but that shit was like brown with stains and bugs and like, how the fuck do you live like that? But her nails were immaculate, bro. Her nails were immaculate. And
of course,
and like, you know, she had her hair in that little fucking, like a little fucking stocking cap and whatnot. But you could see clearly there was a wig, like 3 or 4 wigs in her bedroom, like on these sticks or whatever the fuck. You know, look, dude, I'm just really fed up because
like, where's the shame there? Like, since
There's no
when
shame.
was like your home not valued?
No,
You know
no.
what I mean? But like you going out to a club every fucking weekend.
so they're getting
the
they're getting
fucking
section 8 for the apartment.
Right.
They're getting cash benefits. They're clubbing constantly.
Right.
They're getting their nails done. They're getting their fucking outfits on. Some of these people, mind you, some of these women are atrociously fat. And I mean atrociously, like 320. Like, I could live with 220. I could be like, there's more bounce to the step. There's a little more cushion for the pushing.
Yeah.
But when you're pushing 320,
And shifting the tectonic plates.
oh my
No.
God, bro.
No.
My God, it's
No.
just like, it's like there's just like slap the
I don't think we
slap
should
the wave and ride.
I don't think we should interview any of them because I think they'll break like every single tile in the house and like shift it.
Look, I'm sure this is comical to white people and non-black and non-Hispanic or whatever.
And people pushing like
Right.
maybe only 170 at
Yeah,
least.
look,
But what the fuck?
It's funny
Like,
to
dude.
you, but this is a real serious problem, and I'm getting tired of being called a racist and everything. Because I'm not a fucking racist. I really don't give a shit. I keep pushing on the show. I keep saying we need to live together, you know, peacefully and coexist and all of this shit. And, you know, but look, I'm going to be honest. I don't like trap music. I don't like this new rap that's coming out with the I don't like any of that shit. And I don't know what this new shit is, but I hate it. So, okay, I don't like the music. You know, the culture is like being force-fed to me. Because every time I turn on a fucking computer, they got fucking, I don't know any of these rappers, whatever they're called, fucking Pop Diddley or fucking Smokey Dick or whatever the fuck their names are. Or Nas X. I know Nas X because he's gay as fuck.
Yeah.
You know, Nas X did that whole fucking stupid Brokeback Mountain fucking song. Got a horses in the left, got my dick in the right, you know.
Didn't he like ride a stripper pole down the hill or whatever?
Yeah, and he was dancing for fucking Satan on his lap. Look,
Yeah.
what
Right.
look, that's all demonic shit. That's a whole different fucking topic.
Yeah.
But look, this EBT shit, I thought it was gonna pop off. Today is the 2nd of November. Hasn't popped the fuck off. I was searching just to find something. Couldn't find anything except for that black lady that took that bitch's groceries. And that video ended abruptly. Either fucking somebody came out and something happened. I don't know. But this needs to stop. You know, I mean, they're only asking for 20 hours worth of service, like to work, community service. So if you can't muster up 20 fucking hours to just keep getting your fucking benefits, like what the fuck? Yeah. You know? And they did start with the no soda, no potato chips, no, you know, like all junk food. You can't, it automatically in the computer, the minute you put it up, it just is like fucking, you have to pay out of pocket.
Yeah.
So, and look, and I know growing up in New York, I used to see people come in and they would just like fucking come to the deli and like the neighbor was 50-50. So if you went on that like borderline neighborhood 50-50, you would see, you know, blacks, Hispanics, whatever. They come in and they'd be everything on, you know, EBT, SNAP, whatever. Boom. And they'd be buying everything. 40s, you know, whatever, malt liquor. They would be buying fucking potato chips, Twinkies, all the fucking non-essential fucking 5 food groups. But I guess to them, that's the essential 5 food groups, you know? But whatever.
So this shit was happening back in the day.
It was, but it was just like, you knew when you went into a bad neighborhood and if you had a deli, well, there's money to be
you're
made.
Saying like as soon as, like it was always happening.
Always
regardless.
happening.
Which
it was
is fucking stupid.
I remember growing up back in the day, food stamps, the word food stamps was literally fake money, and it said, this is legal tender for food. So I used to go into the store and had to pull out that money and be like, pop, pop, pop. So they took away the stigma by giving you a card. So like now it's like nobody has to see the card. You could like kind of like cock block it and be like, put it in the fucking thing and then punch a code in and everybody thinks you're normal, you know? But everybody knows you're not normal because you got half your fucking fupa, whatever the fuck, 3 fupas sticking out over your fucking tight ass fucking jeggings or whatever the fuck you're wearing, leggings, whatever the fuck, and you got your hair up in a weave and you're walking like this.
And your nails are perfect.
You know, and all of that shit. I make fun of it because I find it fucking hilariously fucking amusing. It's just, why don't you want to better yourself? I just don't get that. Why don't you take this to, you know, and then you have another baby, and then you have another baby, and you have another baby. And it's just, you know, these men ain't fucking, they ain't got no fathers in their life, and they ain't going to come through and be like fucking men. They're men in that fucking gangster mentality. You want to be on the street, be like, yo, I'm on a 550 block, man. I got this. Pulls out a drum magazine like this on his fucking, he's got a switch. Me and Marco were making a joke about the other day, like, we should make like ghetto cornflakes or something. Ghetto pops, right? Ghetto corn pops.
Stolen in a store in Chicago
like,
near you. The fuck?
Yo, Leroy, what you get in your box? Yo, I got a switch, my son. You know, like, and the other guy's like, yo, I got a
drum mag.
I got a drum mag. Yeah, let's put that shit together. Go take over the block. All right, let's get off this because I don't want to be like on this fucking black kick fucking every week, but this is what, you know, it is. It's like a P. Diddy thing. It stays in the news for 6-7 weeks.
Yeah.
So, all right. So hopefully the next show there'll be a riot or a looting finanza. But what do you guys to talk about?
You heard what happened with Harvard or no?
No, you mentioned it
Some
earlier.
explosion, bro. I don't know.
Really?
They got some surveillance footage of like some people running out and like with masks and shit, but like they bombed the class or something. I don't know if it was a class or if it was just like a janitor's closet or something, but they bombed part of Harvard. Now, what do you think is happening? Because I have no fucking clue.
I was reading something today.
What were you reading?
That there was a guy talking about Israelis that were fighting, clearing out Gaza for the IDF, and suddenly they're here now at Harvard studying. So they went over there, fucked up a lot of people, killed, and came here now, and they're studying, and they get to push their agenda through Harvard because Harvard's like, you know, got to let everybody in, diversity, this and that. And I don't know, some shit's popping off. Maybe it's them, you know?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's these Palestinians that are, because you've been hearing about this Palestinian shit in every crack and crevice of every fucking college, that they're, you know, free Palestine, free Palestine, all of that shit like that. Look, at the end of the day, I really can't sit there and put my finger on what it is, but if you want my opinion,
I just find it crazy.
I think this college shit is bullshit. Like
I
Charlie
find it
Kirk was
crazy
saying.
how everything is happening, but like everybody's getting away with it. Like recently, like they're getting away like with enough time to just sit at home and be like, okay, you know, I could sit around for a bit.
Yeah, it's
like what happened?
You know,
what happened to like security or something?
You know what Look, in the past 10 years, I've been asking myself what happened, as in just life in general. Like, what happened? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, and then all these conspiracy theories are fucking rolling around, and it's just one after another, and nothing's making sense. Nothing's adding up. It's just happening, like you said. It's just happening. You know, I wanted to touch base on that Atlas. I think it's the 3-1 Atlas something comet that they're saying it's part. Okay. So get this.
What are you talking?
It's a comet that's they've been seeing this for since 2012. They were saying it's Nibiru. It's this planet that comes around once every 30,000 years or whatever. It's the Anunnaki. All right, it never came. All of a sudden, it's entering our solar system as of last year. And they've been tracking it and tracking it and tracking it. And there's like a lot of fake AI videos out there, but it's a cylindrical object that is moving at a mechanical speed, like it's got an engine, and it's like it moves, like it's not just going like you know, whatever, 1 million miles an hour. It's like literally like, and it stops and it goes this way and it hits a different orbit.
You're telling me what stopped to
intelligent
get gas?
It's intelligent life.
Gas and then it fucking pulled up.
Yeah, I don't know. It's right now right now parked by Mars. It's parked legit.
The fuck you mean?
It's in its
he didn't stop at a 7-Eleven, bro. He's
no,
not
dude.
it's
They're saying this is what they're saying. It's parked by Mars, and you could be right. It's grabbing energy.
Yeah, it's getting Gatorade.
Well, yeah, no, it's Mars is very close to the sun. So they're saying on that trajectory, the way Mars is, it's closest to the sun at this moment. So it could be refueling. It could be getting energy from the sun. I don't know. We don't know anything.
I think it's just blasting 50.
There's a lot of kooks coming out, like I told you about the one guy who, what was that? What's that word that when you project yourself somewhere?
Astral projection.
Is it astral projection?
Astral projection.
Okay, so the CIA was doing some shit with that in the 50s.
Yeah.
And they were putting themselves in situations, and they say, oh, Russia's going to bomb, and they were in the same room with the guys going, let that kurva bled hit button, you know, like, so I don't, whatever. This guy came out and said that 3i Atlas whatever fucking comet is not a comet. It's a mothership. There's 5,000 reptilian warriors in pods asleep that he saw everything what's going on, and they're coming.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Rewind. Where'd you see this?
It was on the fucking internet. It was on
Wait,
somewhere on
X or something.
On X. Yeah, it came up and it said
Okay.
because a lot of shit.
Did he elaborate on this or like?
Yeah, he did. He was talking about how he said like that they'd been here before.
No, I'm saying like when somebody asked him about his like psychiatric records or something.
Oh, nobody asked him about a psychiatrist. He just said that he worked for the CIA at one time
as a janitor.
No, he said that he was doing this astral whatever, and he did have credentials that he was there.
Okay.
But I don't know if he did one of those fucking Timothy Leary things where he just started dropping acid and fucking did the next whatever, and I spoke to reptilians. Look, I don't know. There's a lot of shit going on. My thing, too many things are intertwined into this fucking conspiracy shit because NASA won't drop any fucking dime on what's really going on. Then I'm starting to question. They're saying, a lot of people are saying that the governments are getting together to bring forth a fake messiah. Alien intervention, like they're going to come down, the aliens are coming back, so they're preparing us for, because all of a sudden, like these last 2 years, UFOs are everywhere. The Tic Tac
They
video,
haven't said, but if they would, they would be saying something about the whole UFO footage that they'd keep dropping, like whenever shit crazy.
They're saying they're finally admitting that there are UFOs and there are unidentified.
I know. But they'd be saying more about that at least, instead of just every fucking few years deciding to drop a video when some crazy shit happens.
Well, there's so much shit going on. Epstein file, and it's like, you don't pay attention. All of a sudden, this fucking thing parked itself by Mars.
Yeah, but then they blast that fucking footage for like the next weekend, and it's like,
yeah. Well, look, for me, what I think with this SpaceX rockets and all these satellites that Elon Musk is putting up, I'm thinking because you could project shit on mist.
Yeah.
So they know that if they can control the weather and make it misty enough, and there's enough satellites up there that have projection capabilities, they could project whatever the fuck they want. They could project Jesus' hands coming out like this and saying, "You have all sinned. One new world order, $1, one denaro."
You really think they're gonna do that?
I don't know. Look, dude, they're getting desperate. This world's like going to shit in a handbasket. So either there is some kind of other intelligent life that's gonna come, because this same dude that I was just telling you about like a minute ago, this same dude said, because they asked him, so are they friendly or are they coming to do war? Because they got 5,000 warriors on there. And these guys are like warriors. They go to other planets and conquer them or whatever. So, he goes, well, I really don't want to elaborate on that. But what he said in his ending sentence was, but the human race will make it through.
Really?
So I'm just like all right, bro.
Fucking Independence Day.
All right, bro. So are these aliens coming to give us like the iPhone 23 or something? Like, it's got, like, instead of you having FaceTime, it projects the person in 3D and you're just holding the phone and you're like, hey, what's up? And the guy's like, hey, give me a hug. I don't know, bro. Look, it is what it is. It's just something that I'm thinking of, but they're saying that it's going at a rate of speed where it's controlled. Comets aren't controlled by a rate of speed. They're hurled through the fucking, through space. So it's not a comet. It's not a fucking meteorite. It could be a chunk of alien technology that is a satellite or some shit and it came through, or...
Well, we got to beam him and tell him, yo, you took way too fucking long. You ain't got no speed limit.
I don't know. It could be something coming from Uranus. I don't know.
It did not shit out.
I know, right? So...
It didn't shit out.
Yeah. So... But let's get off that fucking topic, and I want to talk about.
I don't know how the fuck we jumped from Harvard to that. But,
I don't know. But you asked me an opinion on Harvard, and I said I really don't know what the fuck it is.
They're like fucking cuckoo.
They're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, man. Hey, corn.
Let's talk about
ghetto corn pops again. Yo, what you get in yours, man? Yo,
I got a Draco. Fuck. Dude.
I got an RPG. Oh, that's the Muslim cornflakes. Leave that shit alone.
I think that's the Afghani corn pops.
Oh my god, man. The Jewish cornflakes, you just get yarmulkes and
dreidels.
Dreidels, yeah, dreidels.
Yeah.
The dreidel. I spin you right and round. Dreidel.
Wait, actually,
you ain't no fun to be around.
I think they get the whole like Hanukkah candlestick or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't fucking. Oh, those 8 candles.
Yeah, the fucking looks like a trident or whatever.
Yeah, a trident with like fucking.
Yeah, menorah or whatever.
Yeah, menorah.
I don't know why they call it menorah.
I don't know, because it's named after some bitch named Menorah.
Is that true or not?
No.
Okay.
Just making shit up as we go along. Anyway, everybody's telling me to state my sources, and they say I'm making shit up as is. Dude, I just don't think half the people have time to fucking look at this shit, because the shit is out there. It's just...
Yeah.
And if I click on one, it just puts it in my algorithm, and I get like 50 things about the comet. And there's always one. It looks like what the fuck is that shit called? One of those worms that you could only see under a fucking high high-powered fucking microscope, and it just moves and glows. An amoeba or something.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's like
great.
this and it says, Japan just released new footage from their space telescope. And it's like, this ain't real.
Even, bro, I fucking hate when they say, like, we discovered alien life, and then, like, it's literally just fucking germs.
Fungus.
It's fungus on the fucking outside of the fucking spaceship on the glass. Guess what? That's just germs.
And then they try to say that
germs.
And then they try to say that we came from those germs. Like, we landed in the water like billions of years ago, and all of a sudden we just crawled out of the water and turned into apes, and then from apes we turned into civilized man. Yeah, bull fucking shit.
They still can't top the fucking whole, like, Bang Theory or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, I just find it.
Like,
I just find it
really retarded. Man.
I find it ironic that, like, if you look at like the animal chain, and when you get to the monkeys and the chimps and everything, how realistic they are to us, like so close. Like, I don't know, bro. It's just weird. It's like, could it be true? Could it be like just Darwin's theory that we just came from fucking amoebas and now we are where we are? But I don't bite any of that shit, man.
Harvard would kick us out after 5 minutes.
Yeah, for real, bro. We would just like fucking stirring shit up. They'd be over there demonstrating, free, free, Palestine, free, free. And I'd be like, shut your mouth. We're amoebas. You know, like,
let's
talk about the. Can we talk about the comet?
Years, bro.
Yeah, let's talk about the comet. And Lucy was not the oldest thing found in Africa. They found another one that was all the way up. I forgot where. Somewhere either in Scandinavia or in the Mongolian mountains. A person even older. And here's the kick.
Actually, or what?
Yeah, actually. And here's the kick. They found a person so well preserved, was tall as fuck. They said measured something like 6 foot something, almost 7 feet. Red. Paprika red fucking hair.
Red hair?
White skin. White, pale skin. So they're just like, they DNA tested that shit. And dude, this he was dressed in some weird garb. Like, it wasn't Mongolian. It was like, like that, like where they used to wear those like long, like, I don't know, what do you call those?
Robes or whatever?
Yeah, like a robe. Underneath they had pants and they had whatever, their boots and all. But then they wore this thing that had like a little, like the way the Crusaders wore that white thing with the cross on the front. It was like a fucking smock. And it was just tight.
Or anything, right? It wasn't a cloak.
No, it wasn't a cloak. It was just like a fucking. It was like a pullover muumuu dress or whatever for that time. But the stitching on the material was like, they didn't have that kind of stitching. You had to have one of those things to do like this and to push the thread through and all. They didn't have that fucking common idea. They would like at that time they were wearing like fucking animal skins and shit. So easy a fucking caveman can do it, that type of shit. I miss those commercials too. The guy'd be ironic looking at so easy a caveman can do it, But so they found this person, and that person is way older than Lucy. So for all
Did they find this person?
I can't give you a time. I was reading about it. This happened a few years ago. Could have even happened 10 years ago, but they're bringing it back up because they found another person in the same region, frozen in ice or whatever, or in the earth, but frozen. Like the earth is just like so fucking hard.
Can't they like do like carbon dating or whatever the fuck?
They did. They carbon dated, and they said it pre-exists fucking Lucy. It's now the oldest. So now if they're saying Lucy was found in Africa, and they're saying, the blacks jumping on the bandwagon. Yeah, first person was black. Her name was Lucy. What up with that? All right, look, you need to understand something. If you look at the continents, the continents look like a puzzle piece. Africa goes right into here. This goes into South America, goes into Africa. Everything, I think, was at one time that tectonic plate that you were talking about. I think that's just like it was all together.
Because that's what Pangea was.
Yeah, and you could actually understand how the fuck did a mammoth end up in fucking a woolly mammoth ends up being found in fucking where? Not in the fucking polar ice caps and in Russia, whatever.
Everybody forgets about that because everybody gets confused that why the fuck is this here? Why is this over there?
And then they're like, it's because it was the ice age.
We had the ice lake and everybody moved over when it's gonna fucking shatter. You realize that, right?
Dude, it's just bullshit. They were all connected. Everything was connected. Everything was together, and that's how hence everybody started to move. Mom, recording the show. Yeah, so everything started moving and breaking apart, and then, it is what it is. We're at where we're at now, Mm-hmm. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I don't know. That would explain, like, also fucking the Garden of Eden. It would also explain fucking Atlantis and all this other shit. But, hey, I'm not no fucking Harvard scientist. But,
yeah.
So, do you have anything else before I jump into this next juicy?
No, I mean, like, because we're jumping, like, everywhere pretty much. So
that's our show.
I know, but we can't go from Harvard to fucking aliens to Anunnaki to my ass, you know? It's like fucking...
I could do it.
I mean, you already did.
Yeah.
Like, how many other fucking episodes? So...
Speaking about ass, Erika
These
Kirk...
donkeys, huh?
So, Erika Kirk came out on stage for this thing in Old Miss University for Charlie Kirk, for TPUSA. TP for my bunghole. I am the great Conholio. I need TP for my bunghole.
The show is turning into more brain rot.
Yeah, bro. Who cares, bro?
What do you mean?
People wait for that little shit to come up. They'd be like, oh my God, he's so funny. Not.
We went from the Comet to Pangea to Erika Kirk.
To
amazing.
Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
I am the great Conholio.
To
I need TP for my bunghole.
Yeah.
Hey, Beavis. So at least we're rolling with it. But anyway, Erika Kirk came out on stage in leather pants, tight, skin-tight leather pants.
Sorry.
So Erika Kirk came out in leather pants and did her old...
Her old what?
Her fucking acting.
Oh, okay.
You know, and the fucking Golden Globe goes to... You look so good. That's all she does. She goes up, I don't give a fuck. Dude, you know... There's a lot of unanswered questions. Candace Owens is asking. Nick Fuentes is asking. A lot of motherfuckers. Myron Gaines is asking. Everybody's asking these questions, and I'm asking the question. How the fuck can you be so fucking calm about your husband just getting fucking annihilated, fucking assassinated? And she's over there like, you know, not normally how you react to a death.
Yeah.
Especially somebody that close that you love so much. And now that she became head CEO of TPUSA... Here's the problem. There's a lot of people coming in, no experience, not from this front, like from the evangelical church. There's nobody coming from, you know, whatever. He was buried in the Catholic cemetery. He had a Catholic funeral. Why, when he wasn't Catholic? You know, there's Jewish people in TPUSA now, like in charge of this, in charge of... Yeah, she's hiring all these people. Like, the minute she took over... She just, like, switched house. She put all these people in charge and whatever the fuck, and now everybody's asking questions. Look, I really don't know. I'm just going to sit there and say the true deal. He was sticking his nose into that Israel lobby, and he's gone. Nobody's fucking really... I don't even see shit on the news about what's the fuck, that whatever his name was, Tyler Robinson. One thing came up that he said something, and they would, like, let him talk and let him dress and approach the bench and whatever the fuck. And it's, like, quiet. Where Charlie Kirk got shot, did you hear this? Charlie Kirk got shot. That little area that looked like a menorah got paved over.
What do you mean it got paved over?
They came and they literally paved it over. They got rid of the grass. They got rid of that whole scheme. There was a trap door there that went underground. All of that was covered 10 days after his death. And get this.
What?
Hold on. Here's where the conspiracy starts kicking in. Check this out.
Let me guess. The Google image also fucking got rid of the whole...
The shit was covered right away.
Okay.
And it was by a company who co-ownership of the company, you'll never guess, Tyler Robinson's dad. So now I am opening up a can of worms. Okay. But I'm telling you, this shit is out there.
Over.
It got paved over.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
done. The trapdoor is gone.
I know.
It was just bricked over like pavers and stuff, and it's his paving company and his stone company. He has part ownership of the stone company. But how ironic that your son just killed Charlie Kirk, but you get the bid on the contract 10 days later to fucking... Yo, my man. No.
That don't add up.
No. And I'm making another prediction. They're going to whack Candace Owens because she's now starting to go on different tangents. She's starting to say that Trump knew about this, Trump that. There's a lot of truth to what she's saying.
How long are they going to wait before they do it? Because it doesn't look good for them regardless.
They're gonna start to alienate her. They're gonna try to get rid of her more.
Or try to make her insane or something.
Well, the whole thing, how she started with this, she dug deep into like shit that's going on. Like there's a conspiracy that fucking Macron's wife is really a man. His name was whatever fucking Jean-Pierre or some shit like that. And she said, I demand the records, and there's no birth certificate for Macron's wife. But there is a birth certificate for this man. And what's really funny is this man was teaching Macron when he was younger, a school teacher. And they had
what the fuck?
They had a crush on him, and they had this little affair. And then from the day that he transitioned to a woman is where records pop up. Like, here you go. So Candace Owens went into a deep fucking search and said, where does this woman exist prior to this? It doesn't. So she linked the two together, and then she said, I will investigate more. And just like 2 weeks ago, I was reading about it, and I was cracking the fuck up because she goes, so they're suing me in court. She goes, I'm glad they're suing me because here in the United States, if they sue me in the United States and I win, they have to reveal all documents. So she can't come with a fake birth, because now she has a fake birth certificate that says, here you go. But you know how they do it in Europe? There's a big book, and anything prior to like 1970, you open at that book, and it's the day the father has to sign the birth certificate, the mother signs. So
there's no deniability there.
No.
Yeah.
So they just came out with this new thing on a piece of paper, and they're like, no. Because you can go back to Serbian. I can get a piece of paper saying I was born this day, that day, with the fucking stamp, the pechet, the seal, and then on there it'll say when it was issued. Well, you don't think that some of those old-fashioned stamps have dates on that you could change? You could just put August, this thing, 1960, and just hit it. Dude, rubber stamps could be made any fucking day. So, look, I really don't know. I find it really funny because the hands on this little bitch are fucking manly hands. So this little bitch is like, I don't know, 5'4", but her hands are way bigger than mine. Like, she could cup my fucking head. Like, it's huge. And I don't know, it just doesn't look, she just has manly features, you know? So look, it is what it is. But, you know, like I said, Candace Owens is going on this gay rant now where she goes, Obama's gay, Michelle's a man. Now, we know about Michelle because we've seen her python bounce around many, many times on TV. Yeah. She was on Ellen doing this dance and the cock was just following. Yo, dude, I don't give a fuck. Like, maybe she just likes to wear a strap. But no, she's a man. You know, and I made a remark the other day on the internet. She was talking about how hard it is to be black and have kinky hair, and that how all the money we spend. And as she's talking, she's going like this, and you see her fangs, her canines are growing from the gums over. Bitch, you got millions of dollars. You can't fucking fix your fucking mouth. And then I said, well, maybe fucking, you know, Obama likes it, you know, rough on the dick, you know. You know. But yeah, so
out of his ass.
Yeah, so Candace is coming out, and most of these people that are in power, that are compromised, you know, it's just they're into this gay shit, you know, just like rap music covered up for the gayness. You know, they come out there with the fucking guns blaring and fucking my hood, you know, and meanwhile, fucking DMX said it straight. I ain't fucking with no man, like, you know. Like he talks about that one song where he's in jail and he goes, I don't fuck with those dudes that put Kool-Aids on their lips and mops on their heads.
Yeah.
Like, just, I love DMX, man. Got to meet him once in my life. Yo, he's the hardcore motherfucker. Rest in peace. You were the fucking king, bro. But I don't know.
I still can't believe he fucking died.
Yeah, dude, that was rough, man. That was Rough Riders. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, he's dead now.
Sorry. That's a crack co-host.
Dude, he was. I remember, like, one thing about DMX, how powerful he was. Marco was sitting in the back seat on his iPad, fucking looking. And I was known as as Mr. Radio or fucking the radio guy because I used to I had a great system in the car and I used to be blasting that shit, picking up Marco from school, and they just loved it. And I remember we were going to Queens. We were living in Jersey, North Jersey. We're going to Queens, and Marco's just like, I look in my rearview mirror, and Marco's just like, oh, because my Rough Riders roll. You know, he said the N-word because it's part of the song. So he's like, and I like look over, and he's like all shouldering it and stuff, like getting into it. Then he catches me looking, and he just like straightens up. You know, like, yo, but that shit was so powerful. Marco just got into it. And music is a powerful tool. You know, like when we train, we have to like fucking sit there and get the perfect song because we're going to do a heavy set or whatever. There was one song that Marco loved. It was the one with Nicki Minaj and fucking Eminem, Dungeon Dragons, whatever. When that shit came on, doom, 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 and I'd be like punching my headboard,
yeah, punching the headboard,
and then Marco would be like in the back, like dun, 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 dun.
I can't even reach the fucking headboard. So
yeah, he's just trying there, you know.
Just hitting the side of the car.
Music is powerful, bro. I don't know how we got from Erika Kirk to music is powerful.
See what I mean? Again, like
yeah, bro, but dude, it is what it is. That's why we have this show. Yo, look, I'm just glad we got good topics, man. You know, this kind of kept us going. And
anyways, the Anunnaki.
So, yeah, the Anunnaki who had big lips like black people.
I thought they made the first strap on. Anyways, what the fuck? Like, dude.
You know, it's really funny because, like, they get into that Anunnaki shit, and I was reading up on it. There's this black guy that, like, knows the shit about the Anunnaki, studies it, and he's saying how the Anunnaki were, like, a race of people that were kind of like you see the Egyptians.
Yeah.
Like where you see fucking, I forgot what they call those, like half Nubian dogs. They look like Doberman pinschers. They had that long nose and, you know, like, but they were human bodies and shit. And like a lot of them had wings and, you know, like some crazy, like they were hybrid, like human animals or whatever the fuck. They were like hybrid made. So it's funny that does exist in hieroglyphics, proving that point.
Yeah.
But you're going to tell me that that's the black race? Because if you look at Tutankhamun, he wasn't black.
Right.
And Egyptians aren't black. Little olivey, but predominantly white. So, okay, you know, it is what it is. But whenever I do look at, like, the hieroglyphics and I see all those black people moving the stones on the pyramids, those are black. I can obviously tell the color black. And then I see Tutankhamun, I'm like, well, kind of olive. Like, I don't know. So, but anyway. Next topic. I don't know where the fuck that went.
Napoleon.
So
secretly a girl. The fuck, like.
Always grabbing his fupa.
Yeah.
That's why he had his hand in his shirt all the time.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy had such a complex, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, so they're talking about Napoleon, his jewels that got robbed in fucking the Louvre.
Oh yeah, the Louvre.
Yeah, that just popped.
The fuck heist.
So
again.
So far, it's nobody's claiming it's the Pink Panthers, but they did arrest 2 Algerian nationals. And they're making more arrests as we speak. I think they got a total of 4. But here's the deal: nobody's giving up where the crown is and where all the jewels and the diamonds and whatever. So they're either really fucking cut up and gone
already,
or you know, it is what it is. I still think yes, it was probably an inside job. This is the 3rd time that the Louvre was robbed by Algerians, Moroccans, whatever the fuck. Because there's a huge Muslim population of Moroccans and Algerians in fucking Paris and France in total. I still think it had to do with some Pink Panthers, and they kind of said, "Okay, we'll bring you on, but you know, we're gonna get rid of it. We're gonna this, we're gonna that." And I think they got away with it.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that are cutting it up, and right now, like, you know, they're cutting it up and they're getting rid of it. And the Algerians or whoever, they're pretty tight-mouthed. Like, they're not really talking, but, you know, I think when push comes to shove and they pull a few fingernails out, Serbians, Pink Panthers. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. Anyway, so now that we threw that whole thing out, I can
what do you want to transition into?
Put a little lube and just go right for the fucking hardcore anal. And the anal in this show is Montenegro, the fucking butthole of the Balkans.
What the
That's
fuck?
actually Albania. But to all my Albanian fucking followers, it is. And but Montenegro. So
What about?
an incident happened a few days ago. So
Last week for all the viewers.
last week. But I think like Monday of this past week, Tuesday, some
So
shit
2
popped
weeks.
off. No.
I'm saying for when people will see it. It's
Oh, yeah, when you guys are... Well, I'm going to drop shorts. So they'll probably see the shorts.
Okay, well, regardless.
So, in Montenegro, some kid was stabbed, or 2 people were stabbed. It ended up being some migrants involved.
Uh-oh.
And the
No,
migrants
this is
in
gonna
question are Turks.
Ooh.
For all of you who don't know the history of the Balkans, the Turks tried to conquer the Balkans many times, and they were stopped by the Serbs. I don't want to hear any fucking Skenderbeg stories or anything like that, because Skenderbeg was not Albanian, so I don't want to hear any of this shit anymore. I'm getting tired of it. They were stopped by Serbs. And the final battle of Kosovo in 1389, they again came full force. And I think it was 25,000 Serbs versus like 90,000 Turks. It was a draw. Murat was fucking killed by Miloš Obilić. They killed our king and Miloš Obilić. They beheaded him. We ended up getting a saint out of that. But the Turks have fucked the Balkans for years. For years and years and years. We have their food. We have a lot of their customs. We say a lot of their words. It just sucks. It just really does, you know. Right. So we finally got free of them. Greece got free of them in the 1800s. The Serbs kicked them the fuck out. Montenegro was one of the few few areas because of the mountainous region that never really had a Turkish occupation or a problem. What ended up happening was every time they came in, fucking Montenegrins up on the mountains, and they started shooting down and killing the Turks. Turks couldn't come in. Even our monastery, Ostrog, is in Podgorica in Montenegro. Ostrog was carved out in the mountain. So there was like this one path that you had to climb up to get to the mountain, and that's where Christianity was preserved. There's a lot of things about Ostrog, the saint that passed away, Sveti Vasilije, Saint Basil of Ostrog. He does miracles, and a lot of people, even of mixed religions, come there. Last time I was there was Muslims there, with cancer, and they were praying to be healed. But Saint Basil decides who he wants to help. How pure is your heart? How pure is your intention? Is it really a thing? They say that people give birth after visiting, that people get cured. There's stories where people are cured and then they fucking renege and say, oh, I shouldn't have, because you're supposed to leave something behind.
Yeah.
So there's one story in particular that says this lady, her daughter, she had some kind of disease, and I don't know what it was. She couldn't walk or some shit. And she, she got cured. She went there and she prayed and she gave some gold chain. She threw it on that tree that's growing out of the mountain, that one fucking rose tree. And after the next day, she comes home and the daughter's walking. And she's like, oh my God, thank God, thank you, St. Basil, this and that. But in the same sentence, she goes, I
gave up a gold chain.
I shouldn't have gave up that gold chain.
Yeah.
So the daughter walked that whole day. And then the next day, they wake up and the daughter's again, like she cannot walk, she can't move. And you look on the dresser and the chain is back. The chain was delivered, like in the night, Yeah. And then they also say that St. Basil, his shoes, they dress him up every year and they do a procession on his day and they walk him through all of Montenegro and they bring him back. And that's like a huge holiday and everything. That when they return him and they go wait for the next year, he's still dressed. And his shoes are worn out. The bottoms of his soles are worn out. Because people say they see St. Basil walking through the pathways in Montenegro, visiting his congregation, visiting the Serbian people and I'm going to say Orthodox people because a lot of Orthodox that don't believe they're Serbian, but dude, that's where you came from. It's full of shit, blah, 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 blah. We're all one fucking people, dumbasses. And, I've heard that too. I am living proof. Your mom could not, give birth. 8 years we're trying. I'm shooting blanks. I thought it was me, this and that. We happen to be in the Balkans, and we happen to go to Montenegro, to Podgorica. And I'm saying this with the utmost respect, and I'm not doing that to make a joke, but I have to show.
So used to seeing the
I have to, but I have to make. I have to make that respectful sign. If it wasn't for Saint Basil of Ostrog, Marco wouldn't be here right now. And I'll never deny that, and I'll never say, oh, I threw this and I shouldn't have thrown it. Never. Because I was blessed. I prayed so hard. There's a small church, and then there's the monastery. And the small church where people go and pray and whatever, that was built after the monastery was built. So I went into that church, and I was bawling. Like, I was from the bottom of my heart praying. And I said, whatever is meant to be is meant to be. But I just want to know what it's like to be a parent. Son, daughter, whatever. I just want to know what it's like. I will give anything up. And of course, I did give up a lot. All right? But I said I would give anything up. Crying, holding my tears back, blah, blah, blah. And then I went to go see the sarcophagus, and I didn't have any time to pray really quick because it was like, people who are non-Orthodox, they have to, the rule is when you come in, they have to show respect. You have to cross yourself 3 fingers from the head to the belly to this shoulder to that shoulder. So it's right to left, not the way the Italians do, one middle finger, Father, Son, the fucking, And there was a person in front of me, and the priest dunked him in the head with the cross. He pulls up the cross, and he's, standing there, and what you do is you cross yourself, you kiss his hand, you kiss the cross, you make your quick prayer, you cross yourself, kiss the sarcophagus, and you move along. Well, this dude, left-handed, was trying to cross himself, and the priest just went bonk right in the head. And he goes, in Serbian, no English, no, krsti se kako trebaš. Like, cross yourself the way you're supposed to, the right way. Show respect. Of course, this person had they had cancer because they had this like fucking headscarf. You could see the skin. I don't think that bitch got cured because your intentions aren't pure. So shut the fuck up. Move along. And I didn't have chance to. The only thing I could think of when I looked at the sarcophagus I was in amazement. I felt this weird like vibration going through my body. I can't explain. And I just said, I just want to know what it's like to be a father. And I made my cross, kissed, and I moved along. And right after we came back to the United States, bro, you know, like I got a dog. That was our old guy, Gus, the white husky. Got him. And soon thereafter, few months, 5 months later, your mom became pregnant with you. And I was just like, wow. Like he answered my prayer, you know, and I believe in that. I mean, if any of our people are going to watch this show or see the clip, there's stories that they've heard and they could attest to. And I would love to go back one day with my new family now, with everybody, to go pay respect again to Sveti Vasilije of Ostrog, for my son to say thank you, you know, and for him to pray for his health, and to say thank you for letting me have my dad, and, you know, me having him, and me to have my son, and whatever, and, you know, from my fiance, which is going to be my wife, to do that.
I want to see what that's like either way, because you said, like, not that, like, you felt like you were going to cry or whatever.
I did cry.
Like, yeah, you pulled up, and, like, it was just boom.
So before you get to there's like a walkway.
Yeah.
It's all stone, and there's like this one thing that's like 3 stories high, and there's rooms. People, like, you're supposed to sleep there the night before. So before you go to do your homage, you know, and pilgrimage, you're supposed to go and sleep. I just went in and out, okay? So people actually sleep outside. They give the monastery gives you blankets. They just hand out blankets. Here you go. People are sleeping on the pathway. They're whatever. They're sleeping in the bushes. They're everywhere. So you're supposed to sleep there. So after you pass that, there's a line. There's like metal gates and stuff leading you up. And once you get right to the entrance, before you actually enter the monastery, there's this like archway, and it's made of stone. And it's a small archway because people weren't that tall, you know. So it's a small archway. I had to duck a little bit when I got in there. So I got close to the archway, and I made my cross, and was about to, you know, put my forehead on the archway to show respect and kiss it. And I just had this weird, I can't explain it. Something entered me, and I heard this humming, like, it was just like that. And it hit me, and I went, and the person that was with me goes, do you want to cry? And she was telling me the story about how some people get that spirit, like they want to cry. And I just went, and I was trying to fight it, hold it back, and she's just like, cry. And I was like, I don't know why I'm crying. I just like bawling like a bitch, bro. Look, I'm getting a little emotional. That feeling never leaves you, bro. And as I walked in, that humming didn't go away. As I'm walking through the monastery, seeing all the frescoes and everything, I'm just hearing, and I'm asking your mom, do you hear that? She goes, no. As I said, St. Basil of Ostrog chooses who he comes to, and chooses who he wants to answer, and chooses who gets touched. I was touched. You know, everybody else is pretending to be touched. Like the people that took us there were like, oh yeah, I come here all the time. They come like a pilgrimage once a week, once a month. And I'm like, so you feel what I feel? Oh yeah, I'm hearing the humming. And I'm like, you ain't hearing shit. Like, no, you're not. Because I'm just like looking around all the time. Like, where's this? It's just weird. It's like there's speakers around you. You just hear, like, it's just. So when we did all of that, the shit stopped. Once I went past that archway and I had to come back, it was done. It was like, it went like, and it was done. I was just like, what the fuck? It's like a buzzing in your ear. Then I went, I bought some of those like little, prayer beads and this and that. I was like looking for whatever. And then there's the hustlers out there. They're just like, they're hitting you like, oh, it's $100, €100. Like I got a handmade painting of Ostrog. And I'm like, yo, really? You should be like half price on this shit and donate some of the money to the church, man. But whatever. That's just our people. They're just hustlers. They want to make money on the tourists and whatever. But that was my little story about that. But what I was getting to about this Montenegro is that these 2 people got stabbed and the Montenegrin citizens went ballistic. So they chased these 2 guys there was more than 2 guys. I think it was a total like 40 people. And they chased these people down, started to beat the shit out of them. I mean, went fucking apeshit, batshit crazy. They now they're saying that they made an arrest. Definitely 2 Azerbaijanis were arrested.
Vaginas? What?
Yeah, vaginas.
Yeah, Azerbaijanis.
Yeah, they. I don't like them anyway. I like Armenians better. But anyway, they were arrested and 2 Turks were arrested. But that wasn't enough for the people. They went on a Turkish rampage. So what they did was they burned 4 establishments down right away that were Turkish owned.
They wasted no time.
And if they hear people speaking in the street, then they're talking Mallorca, and it's like they start fucking them up. You're like, fucking Turci, you know. And then I saw this video where it was like 20,000 deep marching in the street with Serbian flags and like saying shit like, you know, Turci Napolje, like Turks out. You know, Ubi Turci, which is kill Turks.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, dude, it just became like a Red Star Belgrade fucking derby. It just
spawned quicker than the police. What the fuck?
The police were letting it happen. They didn't give a flying fuck. And then guys started firebombing more establishments and basically firebombing any Turkish plates on a car. And one dude was saying, how is this fair, a nation of 650,000 to have 100,000 Turks here? And dude, they just like marching. And then there's these faggots that are marching counter to them saying, but they're people too. And this guy goes, fuck you. He goes, it's people like us that kept the Turks out all those years for 700 years. It's because of that you have a religion and you have your face and you could sit here and talk. And the guy goes, yeah, but it's 2025. And the guy goes, fuck you. You're a Turk too then. Like, oh my God, it just.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it got crazy. And then
I bet it sounds like way harder in their language or whatever.
Oh, it does. Yeah. It sounds so much harder in Serbian because they speak Serbian. There's no such thing as a Montenegrin language.
No.
The only difference about a Montenegrin is they say, instead of gde ideš, they say je ideš. Same shit in Bosnia. Bosnia's got a little twang and it's all je, you know? Yeah. And like when they say sedi, shedi, Montenegrins say the same shit, shedi. It's just 2 dialects. It's Yekovski and Ekovski. So it's just those 2 language. One is mountainous fucking poor people and the other one is sophisticated, educated.
City people.
And the other goes like, Jeshibre! It's like, you know, whatever. So that's, I guess they're going to get a kick out of that. But yeah, these riots just went banana crazy. They're still looking for people because there was like 40 people involved in this whole thing. Some Montenegrins got arrested too because they got to be like, hey, you know. But there's been so much civil unrest in Montenegro.
That's all they did. They just went, hey. It's like, fuck you.
They were just like, hey, you guys got to stop, you know.
That's what they did.
You know, it's like, you know, stop. You know, it's just Balkan mentality. No. Nemoj više. Daj. You know? It's like, you know, it's like when somebody gives you $20. You're like, oh, you shouldn't have. I don't want it.
Stop giving me some money.
Yeah, stop giving me cheap money. Give me real good money, like hundreds, you know? Yeah. But yeah, that was my...
Big signal company.
That was a little thing that happened in Montenegro, and I'm sure it's going to go a little more because... the politics in Montenegro are changing. The Serbian population is like the real people who consider themselves Serbian is like at a 49. 49. They're not majority. The rest are Orthodox Montenegrins, Catholics, Albanians, and they call themselves Bošnjaci, which is just another word for saying Muslim. You know. So there's Muslims. Then you got those fucking Mali Sors who don't know what the fuck they are. They think they're Albanian. They're not Albanian. They're really Montenegrins mixed with Turk, or whatever the fuck may be. I don't give a fuck. Mix. And at the end of the day, I wish they wouldn't jump on that Albanian thing because they're not Albanian. But they put the fucking sifteli in there and they put the hat on and they say they're Albanian, but they don't. Some of them don't speak a lick. But it is what it is. Look, if you want to jump on the bandwagon, jump. I don't know why your name doesn't sound Albanian. You know, I called them Bošnjaci. That's what I called them. But whatever. So that's that for the Montenegro thing, and I think we did good time on this fucking show. I talked mostly. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Going back to the fucking UFOs and the fucking Harvard.
Yeah. So a Montenegrin went to Harvard, studied UFOs,
firebombed 7 Turkish capitals,
joined TP USA.
Yeah, needed TP for his bunghole,
and then couldn't afford to pay for college, so he had to get EBT.
And then he got his nails done.
Got his nails did. Drank a 40 and set a Turkish restaurant on fire. So that's the ending of my
great summary.
That's the ending of my show. So our show. I'm sorry to say that. Our show. So on me, hit the like,
comment down below,
subscribe,
hit the notification bell so you don't miss us.
Share our videos.
Don't tag us. It's Instagram.
And we'll see you on the next show of the Mood Lounge Show. Gili Montenegro.
Azerbaijan.
Kiss my ass.